Bill De Blasio's plan to close Rikers and open smaller community jails in 4 boroughs, including the Bronx, has been rejected by Bronx Community Board 1, 24-0, and most recently Manhattan Community Board 1. The proposed Bronx jail plan was to be built on an NYPD toll lot in the Mott Haven section of the Bronx, one of 4 proposed jails in each borough with the exception of Staten Island. However, despite Community Board opposition, the plan to close Rikers Island jails and build 4 new borough-based smaller jails will be moving forward, according to Mayor Bill De Blasio. With the South Bronx area of 3rd Avenue, 149th Street becoming a rapidly evolving business district, the 3rd Avenue Business Improvement District seeks to provide services by formally expanding their district boundaries. The 3rd Avenue BID held a community meeting at Hostos Community College. BronxNet correspondent Kibben Aline brings us the story.
The 3rd Avenue Business Improvement District held a conference at Hostos Community College to discuss possible changes coming to the 149th Street and 3rd Avenue section of the Bronx.
Today it was the culmination of about 13 months of public dialogue. It's our second public meeting for the expansion of the 3rd Avenue Business Improvement District.
The expansion is an effort to revive one of NYC's most trafficked shopping districts for workers, community residents, and visitors. Executive Director for the 3rd Avenue BID, Michael Brady, reveals at the conference the revival will include creating an area for both locally owned businesses and large franchises to thrive, along with making the neighborhood aesthetically pleasing. Brady explains some of the ways the organization plans to uplift the community through this change.
It's really varied, from working with the partners at La Centrale to bring on more affordable apartments for our residents to celebrating new businesses that opened.
The 3rd Avenue BID expresses commitment to putting community enrichment first. And with such an intense focus on the community, Brady explains why community involvement is important for the expansion.
I think that community dialogue is very important, and making sure that we've done that from the front end is very important to me personally and professionally. So I think going about things the right way, and it may take a little bit longer time to get our expansion completed, but the year and a half of outreach, survey work, and one-on-one conversations with business and property owners have really been thoughtful, and I think will better inform our plan for growth.
We spoke to Deputy Director of the 3rd Avenue BID and Bronx local Javier Medrano about the expansion, and he explained some concerns, but remains hopeful with the work the organization continues to do.
Concerns are displacement. Also, we see a lot of big retail stores coming. So it's like, how do we keep a balance of helping our small shops and also keep making sure the residents are not being displaced? And that's the work that we're doing at 3rd Avenue BID.
The 3rd Avenue BID plans to host another conference late June and mid-July. To stay updated, you can visit their social media at 3rd Avenue BID. Reporting for BronxNet, Kibben Aline.
Thank you, Kibben. To wrap up Bronx Week 2019, the Great and Glorious Grand Army of the Bronx held the 6th annual Bronx annexation of Marble Hill. Arlie Makoko brings us the story.
The Great and Glorious Army of the Bronx celebrated the 6th annual reenactment of the historic 1939 annexation of the Marble Hill neighborhood, as seen in this photo.
We had a borough president named James Lyons, and he brought his driver. He grabbed the Bronx flag, the American flag, and they drove up to Marble Hill, and they claimed it.
While it never became official, what it did do was place the spotlight on this piece of Manhattan property, now separated by a canal that was built in 1895 to make it easier for ships to pass back and forth from the East River into the Hudson. Marble Hill, for a period of time, was an island until 1914, when the northernmost part of the East River was filled with 51 acres of landfill, further changing the maps and sparking countless debate and discussions over which borough this neighborhood really belongs to.
What we're doing, we're simply annexing Marble Hill to the mainland. Right? So we're basically doing this for you. Okay. You're welcome, all right? You are very welcome.
Beginning at Magoo's Pub on East 231st Street in the Kingsbridge section, located directly north of Marble Hill, historian Angel Hernandez informed his troops and anyone who would listen about the journey ahead.
See? This is why we do this.
When people joke and tell me, hey, you're actually technically from Manhattan, I always rebuff that and say, no, I'm Bronx through and through, it's in my blood.
And you can't tell him otherwise. For Anthony Perez, it's crystal clear.
And this is just a fun way to say, listen, this is where we're from, and I'm happy to be proud of it and do it in public.
People of Marble Hill, gather around, feast your eyes.
As neighborhoods around the city are changing rapidly in the face of gentrification, this one, Hernandez says, is one among many around the borough to visit.
The Bronx remains the same. It's that working class borough where you can still experience that New York, that metropolitan feeling.
For BronxNet, this is Arlene McCook.